Okay, today I'm going to make a video on how I replace part of a plank on this transom. This is a 1955 22-foot Chris-Craft Continental, and it came in for a strip and revarnish job, and we found some rot on it, and this rot was due to the spray rail, the aft spray rail, not being bedded properly. You can see the dish out, and it wasn't filled with bedding compound, and the water got behind there and just rotted this plank out. It's real common on these boats. And I took the side spray rails off and found some rot behind those also. So we're gonna have to address that. But the first thing is to remove this plank. Now, the plank starts out up here and it ends right about here. So down here it's going to be painted, it's not really an issue. Right here at the bottom of this blue tape line, that is the top of the spray rail. And the plank extends a few inches above that, right here. But the whole thing on this job was that the owner didn't want to strip the transom because of the name on it, the artwork. And it had been done a few years ago, so that was always the plan, just to leave the transom alone, do everything else. Well, we got into this rotted plank, and really I wanted to replace the plank, or I considered it, but the plank, it gets into the name over here, into the bottom. You can kind of see the line right here. It gets into the bottom of that USA there, and then to take that out, you'd have to match that, and then you'd have to try to match the artwork. So what I'm going to try to do is, I'm going to remove this plank right at the bottom of this tape line. So that's going to leave this partial piece up here, and then I took the fuel tank out behind it, and then we're going to put battens in there. You can see where that rod is. We're going to put battens along there and connect those two planks together. So it's going to be a decent fix, and that way we don't have to get into stripping this whole, stripping and redoing the whole varnish or the whole transom. So in order to take this plank out, the bottom seam's not a problem. You just back the screws out. But this here, I need to cut that right on the bottom of that tape line. And from the years of sanding the transom and things, this right here is a little bit raised, and in this line, if you put a straight edge up here, you would think that it's straight, but it's not. So I tried to figure out a couple different ways I could do that. I could try to freehand a circular saw in there. I don't really want to do that. There's too much room for error, I think. So what I'm going to do is, I've done this in the past on other things, I'm going to fasten this 3/8 piece of plywood up here like this, and that's going to give a base for my router to run on. And then I'm going to brad nail, I'm going to show everyone this, I'm going to brad nail a spline on here, and I'm going to run my router, I'm going to make a few passes, and I'm going to run my router along here to cut this. And it's going to leave a nice finished surface, finished edge, and then I'll go ahead and remove this plank, and then we'll fit another plank right up to that. So that's what the video is about today.